What is going on, guys? It is me, Lord Sci-Fi here, and today we're gonna be reading the Obi-Wan comic book series. I have read, I think I've read some of them, but I don't remember the first one, and we're gonna be reading the first one today. I own the graphic novel. I'm pretty sure I have 1 through 5. I will look. Yep, I have 1 through 5. And so we own this, and we're gonna be reading the first one. I know I should be recording Revenge of the Sith novel, but I feel like I want to do Obi-Wan's because I think Obi-Wan has a backstory, and he's a very important character to Star Wars. Not only is Anakin, yes, but we need to know more because I remember one of my videos he talked about how he still felt like a Padawan, and these go through him through his entire life as a Jedi, a youngling, a Padawan, missions he's went on that weren't in movies when he was a Padawan before the Phantom Menace. Those missions. So, we are going to read Star Wars Obi-Wan, A Jedi's Purpose right now. And it is, number 1 is called The Youngling Challenge. It is a comic book. I own the graphic novel, so we'll be reading out of that one today. So let's figure out how to do this. So we gotta figure it out. Okay. Tatooine, Western Dune Sea. A storm approaches. Not rain. Never rain. In all my time on this planet, I've witnessed rain only once. The rain came a mere 4 days after I arrived here, and it hasn't returned since. That was, almost 20 years ago now. No, this is a storm of sand. The kind of dust that blinds and chokes if you're unlucky enough to be caught out in it. It seems clear now across the desert, but that is part of the storm's mischief. Even the Jundland wastes are deceptively quiet, but in only a few hours' time, the storm will ravage all, raking even across the salt flats, enveloping the moisture farmers there. I pray they heed the same forewarnings as I. I've learned to feel the drop in pressure, the kind of crack in the air, the weight of the heat, the peculiar whispers of the wind. The way my EOB Agani lies down facing the walls of the hut, eyes closed. Yes, this will be a bad one. I prepare as best I can, and then I wait, reading a test with which I am well acquainted. I don't catalog every sandstorm. I would run out of ink, out of paper, out of entire journals, but this one comes just as some kind of a change, a surge in darkness, one that only honestly frightens me, and despite the heat, I feel the cold shiver that comes from being alone. I remember this kind of solitary shiver. The Jedi Temple many years ago. Garen? What were you hiding here? Garen, where are you? Garen! Out here to see the stars? Pretty tough on Coruscant with all the city lights. Not if you know how to look. Dreams again. Nightmares. This makes me kind of think of, his future, kind of. I could see his face. I have no memory of him, but in the dreams I see him and I know it's him. What does he look like? He's terrified, screaming great pain. Something horrible is going to happen to him. I can feel it. You know you can't be up here, or even out of our room at this hour. Obi-Wan, what I saw, it's real. It's going to happen. Have you told Master Yoda? He said, what I see may not be the truth, but what if it is? Then I need to save him. Garen, we're leaving for Elam soon for the gathering. I have to go. Please, Master Yoda can help. The other Jedi, you can't leave, Garen. The Kaiba clan needs you. I need you. You're my only. That's not true. You're loved in the clan, so much so. But if it weren't for you, no. You've earned your place yourself, but tell me, Obi-Wan, These dreams of my father, which are just as real as any moment in reality, tell me you wouldn't do the same. Goodbye, Obi-Wan. May the Force be with you. Garen! Coruscant is a city planet of layers, level upon level upon a level, almost never ending, a metropolitan abyss. At its highest pinnacles lay gilded privilege. At its bottom, unimaginable horrors. Even at my age, I knew that Garen Rand would not be able to get off the planet from its peaks. A Jedi youngling would simply not be able to stow away among the wealthiest officials and castes of Republic society. She would likely seek her escape lower, which meant I might have an opportunity to stop her before she did something foolish and possibly got hurt. Therefore, I did something foolish as well, with great risk of getting hurt. I broke the temple code, but I did it for a good friend. She was fast, agile, but even after I lost sight of her, I continued to search for her for what felt like hours. I tried to remember what little training I had. I reached out with the Force and followed her as best I could. What I'd said to her was true. She protected me, guided me. In times of indecision, uncertainty, conflict, Garen was always there. She was strong. She protected me like none other had in my life before. I could not let her go. I had indeed a battery of tests within the temple, quite grueling at times, really. But that night I experienced my first true challenge. Hold it, you runt. Translated from Huttese. That was when I tried something that up until then I'd only studied in text. I am no use to you, no value. Something meant to realign the weaker-minded. He's of no value. You moron, he's clouding your head using a Jedi mind trick. Alright then, I don't want to hurt any of you. Come on, boy, let's go. Woof. Hey. I beckoned and the Force answered. In those seconds, I felt like I was in water, but not yet fully able to swim. Still, I managed to stay afloat. Kadoof. Buff. Ah! If only for a moment. That's my friend, you nerve-herder. Oof. Stop, all of you. Young Garen Rand, I pay good credits for these men. Well, decent credits. Then tell him hands off, Nodris. The Zabrak's name was Nodris K. Garen had encountered her maybe an hour previous. I didn't know it at the time, and if you'd explained it to me then, I wouldn't have understood. But Nodris K was a ranking lieutenant in the criminal organization Black Sun. Are you okay? Fine. On new friends of yours. You're my friend. Nodris is just helping me get off-world. We're both smart enough to know she won't do that for free. What does she want in return? Insightful little Jedi. It's Eden silver, worth more than a month of smuggling spice, I'll tell you. Is that what you've been hiding under your mat? It's from my family. You know you can't keep it. Master Yoda said we must avoid attachments. Well, I'm getting rid of it now. I could save my father with it. Then I'm coming with you. Decision I had made had not come from conviction. I had managed to convince Garen I should accompany her, not imagine a life without her kinship, her comfort. But as we approached the ship, I grew more and more unsettled, and not just because of my recent hasty choices. Obi-Wan, are you sure you want to do this? You don't. Something's wrong. Hey, stop! Clack, clack. Eden silver was more than enough when I thought you were just some street rat, Garen Rand. But then you and your chum, he put on quite a display of keen ability. You know how valuable two Force-sensitive children will be in my service. Up the ramp, kiddies. Garen, I'm afraid. Focus. The two of us together, we're more powerful than they realize. Crack! Garen, jump. Up this time. Pachow, 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 pachow. We're totally lost. No, the stars, we can follow them back to the temple. What stars? They're there. Just trust me. I told you. You know, you just have to know how to look. Let's get back to the temple. No, I can't. Just admit to me that you're afraid. This fear game, and that's what this is, and you're not, and you're giving into it. I have to help my father. I'm sorry. Take care of yourself, Obi-Wan. I know you can. May the Force be with you, my friend. And you, Garen Rand. Using the stars as my guide, I returned to the Jedi Temple alone that night. But I was joined by another almost as soon as I returned. Gone she is. I tried to get her to stay, but in your youngling clan kept you safe, she did. Watched over you. Do you know who will keep you safe now? Obi-Wan Kenobi, you. Think on this. I will. Think on this, you will tonight. While this wisdom is still new to you. I never saw Garen Rand again. I do not know what became of her, or whether she was able to save her father. But my only hope is that she did not succumb to her fear, just as I hope to continue holding back my own of what is to come. That is done. And if you guys heard my, Yoda impression, that was pretty good. Not gonna lie. I have been practicing these things. I have practiced a lot of them, and we are now on the second comic book, second chapter. This is the first chapter. Y'all liked my Yoda impression? I will do more for y'all. Let's get a little this is a graphic novel. I own 1 through 5. I'm pretty sure there's more than just 5 of them. But that was the first one. And we are going to keep reading more. So, what I thought Garen Rand was a girl's version of Anakin. Kind of like saving them, having to. And why an attack. And why I think now that I've read this and remember, maybe that's why he didn't. Because he never saw Garen Rand again. Obi-Wan never saw Garen Rand again. He didn't want to lose Anakin like he lost Garen. And I think that's why Garen Rand, I think it was just the same person. Her succumbing to her fear joining the dark side. She's maybe one of the Inquisitors. She could have been any of these background characters in Star Wars that we don't know about. But honestly, I think if you guys, I want to think that tomorrow we will read more of the Revenge of the Sith novel, I think. I think we're going to start uploading 2 videos because the Obi-Wan comic book series is very, short. They're mostly pictures and just words and stuff like that. Literally mostly pictures. And they draw boxes of the pictures. They don't even take up the entire page with words and stuff. But we will be reading more. I wanted to read the entire first one because there's only 5, and since these are really, really short, I need to read a lot more. But we will, because the next one is Obi-Wan as a Padawan with Qui-Gon on one of their missions. It is called A Shadow Falls on the Padawan. This was called The Jedi's Purpose. I'm gonna upload this video to YouTube for you guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.